Okay, like it or not, a big part of what jewelers do is repairs. So today I've got 3 of them. I've got a fine chain, I have a pearl earring, or 2 pearl earrings that I have to take the posts out of. So I'll show you how to heat those out. And I've also got a stone replacement job. So stone's fallen out of an earring. First thing that you do with these things is that you have a look at them to obviously see what's wrong with it, and then you clean it, because if you don't clean it, it's disgusting, and if you heat it up and it's got dirt on it, that dirt just stinks and it stays there. So let's clean it. So this is the ultrasonic setup. This has ultrasonic sound waves. I don't actually know how it works, it's kind of magic, but you hit that button and the dirt just like blasts away from the piece. The liquid is actually a solution called Activax, and the technical term for it is sodium hydroxide. You can also use ammonia and dishwashing liquid, basically anything that can cut through grease. So this is the first job that we're going to do. We're going to do the earrings. I'm going to put the macro lens on the camera, and I should be able to show you some of these stones shaking around in their settings. So this particular piece has been repaired before. I can tell because there's one setting that's not quite like the other ones. It hasn't been polished after it's been set, so you've still got those sort of score marks in it. And also the stone size is 1.1 mil instead of 1 mil like the rest of them. So it's slightly larger, it's a little bit too big for that setting. There's only 2 prongs over it. So what I'll do is I'll take that one out as well, redo that seat, and I'll reset it with the correct size stone, and then the one beside it, I'll set that as well. It's not something that you ever see because it's so small. It's like it's 1 mil, but when you look at it with the microscope, you can really see like all of that detail. I want 4 claws over that stone, not 2. At the moment it's being held in by 2 claws that are pushing it against its seat. So there's 2 claws here pushing it that way. So the pressure is directional. What you want, instead of it being diagonally directional, you want it to be like down. So you want it being pushed down in four places down into the seat. Yeah, I don't know, just set it properly. They're done. They need to be polished and rhodium plated, and then we're good to go. Alright, onto the pearl. Okay, so let me explain a little bit about that process. What I was doing was that I was heating up the metal, so I was heating up the 18 karat white gold with heat transferred from my fire tongs. So these are getting red hot, and I'm clamping that onto the end, or the exposed end of the gold. The gold will transfer the heat along its length. And what that does is that it melts or loosens up the glue that is holding this to that. So we use 2-part epoxy resin. That bond can get broken by heat. I'm holding it in my fingers so that I know whether the pearl is getting too hot or not, because pearl will definitely burn. If you get that too hot, or if you touch it with those tongs, you are going to burn and wreck that pearl. So you only want to be touching that, like the very end of that with these, so that heat transfer goes through rather than actually like touching it onto the pearl. You can obviously drill into it, but you want to do as least damage to this pearl as possible. In this case, we haven't damaged it at all. We've taken out that glue, and now I've got to do the other one. Okay, so this is after they've been soldered together, and we're just test fitting them into the pearl. So in there, you'll see it come out the other side there. Comes out the other side. Intentionally made it a little bit longer so that it would come out the other side. So we're going to trim that off with diamond wheel. You're going to trim it as close as you can to the actual pearl, and then trim it with the diamond thing. I'm going to polish these first so that I don't have to polish the pearl. I think the battery ran out when I was doing the really fine chain solder, but it's done now anyway. So very, very small chain. Worked.